Good afternoon. So I'm going to continue with my extinction risk visualization website project, which is in this kind of stage where I'm kind of planning this. Let's see if I can change one thing here on the fly actually. Let's do this here. See if this does anything. Yeah, maybe it does. So the idea to do this kind of like sketching or planning is to help me have a clear vision on what kind of website I'm doing before I start the actual coding of the website. So this a little bit. So this is kind of like the website as it currently stands, and so yeah, the other motivation is to get funding for the website. So I'm also making these as a sort of not sure if this is actually connected. And, so yeah, I want to have like a good express my vision through the through these slides that I'm making as part of this exercise. So this will be kind of like the slide texts. So there will be kind of like this kind of like constant part to the website, and then there will be I will form the slides by adding some stuff for each slide. So this will be many this one like 16:9 aspect ratio, so that it will fit the slides. So let's see. So yeah, one thing that I've been lately thinking about is if I want to have a, let's see where it is. Yeah, here. So if I want to have, because now these graphs are a little bit crowded. They have these three variables. Each have these different lines going, and I think it's getting a little bit hard to focus, especially we also have these vertical lines that represent representing the different time points. So it's like 2025, 2035, and so on. So there's a lot of colors, there are a lot of different shapes going on around. So because this expected years of humanity, it is like currently it is this. You could also think of it as this area. Actually, it is this area below the survival probability. So I'm not sure if it would be better to just leave this graph out, or this like line graph where I have this expected years of humanity and then just have it as like a separately. What I think I'm gonna do anyway is can actually make this. We're gonna have another. Let's see. I'm gonna have another. Maybe take a little look on how this would turn out. Something like this. Actually, just like thinking about which of these should I use for this. So I should try to draw this so that it okay, something like that. I'm gonna draw it in here as well. Okay, it's with these lines, but this should be quite quick. Like that. And the point was now that I can. Oh dear, what was? I can remove it from this one, or actually this one. So let's do that. See how easy it would be. At least here I can just do this. So it's just kind of like a. But here I have to be a little more because I was a little bit like I shouldn't have had this in the same layer to begin with, but no, I'm just like kind of like have to fix that error a little bit here, but it should be fixed there now. And yeah, just do the same thing here. That's get a little bit closer. Okay, it's not gonna be perfect, and we're gonna get some. I think we're gonna hit the other one as well here a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, but now we have. I guess it was this one. Yeah. So this will be now the survival layer. Okay. Oh, I can do one thing here. That's fine. Okay, let's continue. So now I want to try out some stuff. Yeah, that was that. So let's have a layer here, and so if I take out this one, it should also take out this one, and yeah, something like this. So now I want to have this area under here. Maybe this one. I can have some options here how I want to do this. So I'm just like taking a look like if there's something that looks good. Now this should now give the impression like how many, but because this is not like full color, you cannot really make the connection that it is related to this expected years of humanity. I have like a slight color difference here, but still against the background I think there's gonna be, it's not gonna be, it's not an so clear. So let's see. Just gonna like play around a little bit. It would help if this is oops. Let's see where I had the yeah, this is okay. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, something like one of these things here. This could be the answer. Like now, if I only have one of these, because if you look at the bottom picture, I have like multiple of these overlapping, and I think that overlapping thing got a little bit like it didn't turn out so well. Now if I have just like one of these, this could be a thing. I could like lower the opacity, but then again we get this problem that it's not really showing up. I just wonder how hard it is to make the connection that this is the area under the curve is the expected like years left, and then of course it gets even harder if you add some population stuff there. Like that's like one thing that's kind of like against this idea is that if I want to, let's see, I have here, if I want to add some kind of population progress, say we first go like this and then something like this. Let's see. Okay, it's gone. So yeah, then if I have this kind of thing, then it's not gonna like it's because this kind of like if I want to have this under this line, it kind of assumes that I have some kind of flat uh, population process. If I want to have like this, because there's the secondary option is to have this expected human life. So now I'm like talking about that case. So that in that case it's kind of hard to fit it with this one. So I would have to have, but then I could also like have just have another curve here maybe. So could I have could I have like doesn't even yeah, it would just have to start something like this and then it would, I don't know, this would be then the area, but now it gets kind of hard. Well, yeah, maybe it's not, maybe it doesn't have to be that bad. Let's see. Let's have another color for the population. So let's have this green to be the population. If the, well, it is still quite like a corner case, and I think it might be solvable, and because this kind of like population progress thing is not the main thing of the site, and I don't have to like find a solution now. I just have to kind of like feel that it is a solvable problem. So now I could, it would be enough for me to focus on this thing, and I'm just like thinking like what would be the if I only have one of these. Maybe it's not thinking like how. Oops. So if the thing, maybe the thing could be that it should be like a darker shade of the blue. That if we have the blue over there, let's see what's this. So and then we have like a darker shade of that blue, but it's gonna be like 100%. If we keep the number of colors to a very low level, like if we only have like this blue and the yellow, for example, it's gonna help the user to make these connections. But I think we might, if we have this, especially if we have this kind of like light blue background, I think we might want to move might want to have like more greenish colors, and this is like a darker. If you have this bright orange to signify the extinction risk, then like this kind of bright orange thing might be a lot better, or this kind of like a dark green. I mean, so now if you have like a, if this were now the something like this, and all of that below there is the expected population. So let's see how it would look. We can take this off, or we can actually let's make a copy of this layer, and now we're just going to change the colors in that copy. So here it's kind of annoying that I cannot. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, save. No, pick this one. Okay, not quite. And for this, we're gonna pick this one. Let's see how it looks. So this might be. What if I move this below here? So yeah, I think that's pretty good, because now this will be like a quite a natural place for it, because it's easier to make the connection color down there. I think we want to change this a little bit. It might not be like let's see. I think it would have to be a little bit brighter, but other than that, this might work quite okay. So scrap that again. So we had this one, so we might want a little. We want to have it so bright that it's understandable, but also so kind of like dark that you can make the difference to the other one, the other color there, especially when after you what's this? Okay, Okay. Yeah, this could be like a quite a nice balance here. Something like that. And then I would change it over here. Pick this one. Just like that. Yeah, this might not be like the. I also want to change this. I think this like way too orange here now. The extinction risk color. So I will change that to maybe a little bit more red orange than compared to what it is right now. So let's actually play around with that a little bit here. So I have like something like that. Let's pick here. Yeah, it could be even more red. Yeah, and I think brighter. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like this. Okay. Mm. So this would be instead of those. This might also. Might have to change the background color that we use so that it fits this better. So I think we need either like a very dark blue, or then we like have to kind of like stay out of the blue stuff. But I kind of like certain minimalism that you only use a very narrow color space. I think it's a lot nicer to look at. So that's why it would be nice to have like I have like 3 primary colors here that are very separated. So if I have like 2 of those to be very close to each other, then it would help making kind of like a nice looking palette a lot easier. Okay, here we have some. See what kind of colors we have here. The green one. I think this is kind of like these are like a very gray and very dark blue. So I think that might be. And I kind of like that if we have blue to be as kind of like a main color. It could be nice. Then we just have to find a color for the risk that kind of like plays nice. So I'm gonna actually take this off now because it's kind of like a. So what would be if we go even more red? I'm not sure. What's the this way? The more bright. It is quite bright now. I might also want to add here in writing these numbers, so 0.0340%. So that's like very, I don't know, that it's kind of like somehow very hard to make out from that background. I wonder if it's easier if this is like a darker. It actually is. So if I just have like a darker, but I still don't think it's good because it's just like this this shape here in the background. It's just it is making it very difficult. But overall, I think this might be a nice idea to would also be let's see, let's play around a little bit more here. So if we go something something quite gray here. I could also let's see what's actually this. This is like a nice shade. Yeah, this could work. Kind of like a neon orange. Nice contrast. So I could also have like here, because as I have here under, I could have it in white here as well, like 0.01%. Something like that. Have like per year. So now the issue is that I have, let's think about if I have those comparison scenarios. Yeah, it gets it kind of gets kind of tricky with this, and this might be the reason why I hadn't kind of like done this in the first place. So if we have let's say we make a comparison scenario here. Well, I'm thinking like, could the comparison scenario, could it be different color? Also, like one thing, if I'm using this, then these ones here, I don't know. Okay, if we have like a So let's say we have it's a little bit different hue. So let's try this one. So we change this angle. No. Come on, what's what's going on? Here, how did we change the angle? Isn't it from here? Seems that it's kind of like changing the size. Yeah, it's not changing the angle because I think it should be here. Angle. Maybe this is something else. Maybe I have to pick something else from here. I don't know. I don't really know. Okay, here we have like a little bit different. So let's see if in here, if does this change the angle? No, it's kind of like it's just changing the size or whatever. What am I doing differently now? Cross deep. Is it something here or am I just like... Okay, yeah, maybe it's this one. So let's do this again. And you're maybe not actually seeing this. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, now it's a different angle. Just a little bit closer. Yeah, 45. So now if we add like another scenario, then it would maybe just you could have like a little bit difference. Something like that. And this goes like this. Yeah, this is the problem that I have with this thing, that it's not so good at showing those small differences. But maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe it's better that if I have this if I have it like this. Yeah, I could like, I think in this kind of application period, I could show like both of these options. Maybe. I'm just wondering how much more work that is at this point. I could also like this idea that I could here it would be better if I have it under here. Or maybe not, because like it goes to very low, so then it doesn't fit there. But maybe it could be that like if this is at very low level, then it would be above, and otherwise, because we have this that we have some like two tricky cases here. We have like this, that it goes either it goes very high up here or somewhere in between, but for some cases it's gonna be, well, it's gonna be very close to zero at some cases anyway. So I don't want to go above this, so I just might want to have like a want to have like this one to be in here, something like that. This difference. I think like one of the reasons why I also want to switch away from this representation is that it shows this kind of increase in it's always increasing in over time. So Let's see for a while at what other stuff did I have. Yeah, I was doing some let's work a little bit on these slides for a change. So here, I wonder how much this will change if I have to. Okay, here I think I have to make. I will have to. Oh yeah. Fix so with these guys, so let's make it a little bit more clear on that we are looking at this number here. Like this. Okay. And so I think that's that slide quite okay. I think I had some was this slide here main result. I could do here the same thing, I think. So let's see where I have it. Okay, here just gonna draw from this one, so to make the connection to this one like that. I think I have to somehow I need to change the background color, but I'm not sure how. Oh, it should be a different vector there, so it should be quite easy. Let's see. I'm here. There should be some vector over here. Not that one. Oh, it's actually it's a paint layer. But somehow it's okay. It's this one. So I'll just have to change this. I'm just gonna remove this. It might be easiest, or just make another one bit behind there. So let's use some dark blue or something. It would be kind of like nice if this matches the background. Okay, that's a lot better. Or maybe not the background like totally, but almost, or something like that. Okay. Yeah, that's that one. I wonder what this. Okay, these are from here. Yeah. Yeah, I was here thinking that if I want to split this into multiple. Yeah, do I want to show, because it would be quite nice to show what it does if I expand. If I choose a different time scale, it's gonna increase the length of the graph to the right, and it's gonna add another set of inputs here, and I think maybe the hardest part about that is this bottom graph, because the right hand side graph, like I can just keep all of the graph that I have drawn here the same, but bottom graph is a little bit more tricky because it it kind of like it kind of condenses, or I have to draw it uh, draw it all over. So yeah, maybe I'm just like still thinking like if that is like a worthwhile thing to do. Does it bring so much, or does the text explain it well enough so I don't have to have like this kind of additional explanation? But I'm not quite sure. Mm. But yeah, let's add here maybe some kind of general title, um, something about menus or something like that. I was also thinking like I would might want to have, let's see, the first slide right now is this. Mm, so I wonder if I could do this a little bit different, because now it's a little bit too much. Ah, yeah, I was thinking like, could I have here uh, like contents? Mm, like this is kind of like introduction in a sense. Uh, yeah, like this could also be like what I have here so far in the left. Mm. They could represent I could have this as an introduction, and then I could have uh, but the introduction could be in a slide that doesn't have this website stuff at all, because now I think if this is kind of like the first thing you see, it might be quite overwhelming, um, and you might not like like if your attention doesn't go to the left first. Yeah, I'm not sure how big of an issue that is, but I want the user like, but it's kind of like that. If you have this graph thing here, uh, then it is. I think for me at least, like the graph are always more interesting than the text. So and it is something different than you usually see. So I think that's what's gonna get to attention first. But now I'm gonna think, is that a good or bad thing? Because pretty fast it's also okay. You notice this quite a lot. Then you might notice, okay, what is this about? Then maybe then your attention goes to the left, and I don't know. It's a little because there's also a lot of use in having the graph here in the first place because I don't know it yeah it gives it can like get the attention better, but yeah, I don't know. But I could have like a first slide that has this text on the left hand side, and then I have like a kind of like a table of contents kind of thing. Let's make this table of contents thing at least now. I don't know if I want to do it here. Okay. So let's think about how it would look like, but maybe not now. Maybe not now. But like, so if I had that to the left, right hand, like, let's say I have like a totally like blank background here, and then I have like it could be like nice to have the same background, just have like the blue background there, and then just these few text stuff. Uh, okay. So here's kind of like what I'm thinking about the table of contents. It would be nice to have this like what's on slide 1 and what's on slide 2 and so on. And so for example here slide 1 would be introduction and table of contents, and slide 2 is like a graph and input areas or something like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna make actually here, if I have this one, so let's make this layer here where it's gonna um, copy of slide 1. This is, oh, is this not a group layer actually? Let's make a group, and we're gonna put that there. That's gonna be the text now. And so what I want to do is I want to just fill all of this with background color, and I'm just gonna, for now I'm just gonna like pick the background color and like that. And yeah, we're just gonna actually put this over here. So now if I take this off, it's gonna go back to this. So yeah, I'm gonna put it a little bit here. So, but I'm gonna keep actually this one. I could make this a little bit better, but let's see. So here we get to slide 2, and this is about the graph and input areas. So I think it would be nice to have one other thing that it makes nice to have for the reader at this point is they will, because this will be in like Google Drive or something, and I don't think it's like a at least like first shows on like how many slides there are or whatever. So I think that's nice for the user to get the idea of like how much reading there is to be done, how much content there is, so they can like think about like how long I'm gonna look at one single slide or something like that. And so if at first they see, okay, there's gonna be a 10 slides or something like that, so after that they go to this slide number 2, and then they see how much stuff there is, at least maybe to read. I think I need to have like some kind of clean where I don't have any arrows at all, because as kind of like a second slide. So maybe the second slide, or kind of like it would be about something about I could have there, because I have here about this R thing, so I don't know. I don't know if I can do this so that there's oops. So I just like got, because these arrows, if this is like what you first see, and then you have these arrows that go like, because there might be like a lot of like readers who will want to take a look at the site itself. I could just have like a slide that says this is how the site yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe that's actually the thing that I had on the first slide. Let's see what did I have there. Da, da, da. These slides present a roughly outline of the site as I currently vision. Okay, yeah, maybe I will like. So let's make another group here, and it's nice if I can like trim some of the text here, because this is like now very text heavy. Something like that. Yeah. Oh, what did I there? Okay, I have the slide one here as well. Oh yeah, because I have this copy. So I'm gonna take this out. And this one. And then we're gonna change this content. So this is just like some general some Yeah, maybe you could also like explain here, like in general, the areas like. So just call this like a website outline or something like that. Okay, this just like a working like for now. And then because now you have this that kind of like that you can, because it's gonna be a lot easier like after that you go to this and you get these arrows one you have like already seen it without any of this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is now like a little bit misplaced, but I think this all of these like kind of like placements here is gonna be like the last thing that I will check out, or otherwise it's gonna like otherwise I will have to do it like multiple times over. Yeah, here this one, because so let's make another one of these. Here like where do we get this 90? Like where is it linked to? Like how is it calculated? So this should show that. And I wonder, like I could make a little bit more generalized version of these formulas. Yeah, now so let's see how, if I like maybe the main thing to check now is that because I have this new thing instead of this, like how much does it change the, do I have to change these do I have to change these things? Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Here, yeah, this, yeah, this. I don't know. Yeah, I think I have to keep this at some level, but this one. Yeah, here I just have to change the, okay, the main results. Yeah, this might change if something is, okay, battery is low, like how much battery is there? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is kind of like also good for, because I have this. Have this kind of like explanation for the sum, so it kind of like you probably get the better, it's better like kind of like showing the idea that this graph is in this form rather than this form. I think it's kind of like easier to make that connection. I'm also like thinking like, okay, I have like this 2,125 values, but then I just focus here also on the values of the last year. Like, would it be better to just have them also in these math examples? But these were actually pretty. I had to import these as some kind of pictures, these mathematical formula, because it's not for some reason like it's not very in Krita there. At least I haven't found like something like how it would be easy to make these a bit more complex equations, or somehow it was I might have found something, but it was very difficult to use. So yeah, I'm not very happy with that. Yeah. Let's look at the next one. What is this group? Oh, this was some kind of yeah, this was some kind of like addition and explanation for the previous one. So I'm wondering if this could be put in the same, like could I have it on the right hand side there because there's some space? Not sure. Or just as a yeah, this is something. I think this is some kind of like some kind of like thought that that I haven't had time to finish. Yeah, okay. There's like one thing that one quite major thing that I've been thinking about. It is about the menus. So let's see now. Seven. Yeah, this was about like, do I want to add those? Add some kind of comparison scenario. Here, let's take a look. And also because how much more difficult would this be? Mm. Mm. Yeah, I don't think it would be like really a worse off here. Hmm. But I do want to expand this space here. Yeah, I'm just like, it's because I have so many of this stuff, like they are in different layers. So I cannot just like select. Actually, let's actually find out if it's. Uh, let's make something. Mhm. Let's make. Let's just try to like prove that it's not possible. So what kind of stuff do I have here? Is it just looking like, is it add subtract vector selection, pixel selection? Vector selection. Replace intersect add. These are so weird. I don't like understand how these are related. You have this selection mask. Can you? Okay, you cannot add more selections here. Okay, let's say I have this selection mask. Like I'm just like wondering, can I take some kind of image here? What does this do? Oh. This add. What am I adding here? Subtract. It's a problem because I don't have like symmetric difference, because this is like empty layer here. Like I'm just like, is it possible to somehow like make a Crop the image to an area. No. Like some kind of solution. If I take like a screenshot of this and move it down, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe like one solution is okay, let's make another group layer here and can make some layers there. Maybe one solution is that I'm gonna oops, gonna have that. So let's have here like the background color and do like this. Yeah, I think that's gonna, then I'm just gonna like write there that it's not shown. Yeah, I'm just gonna have like some kind of text here that can I write text here? Yeah. Something like that. Have it bigger. Yeah, maybe that's gonna be like the maybe the readers will understand like why this is necessary. Oh, let's put it there. Like that. So when this slide is turned on, it's gonna do that, and I don't think we're gonna need. I think I might have to. Uh, Yeah, I think I will have to maybe redo this a little bit. Oops. Yeah, like take the bottom of this text and have another slide, and because I have also like added this like the saving graphs or data, so they could be like in the same maybe. So then I could explain here more fully that if I'm gonna have I think I could have here, for example, this artificial intelligence thing, because that's like very interesting now. On the other hand, I don't know if it's kind of like bad to focus on these specific risks, because then the user might might start like thinking about like how well I could actually, if I have like room here in, let's go to the slide 2, because I was thinking like how, what would I like do with the slide 2, but this could be like one thing. No. Okay. So something like that. All the input values used in the site are for demonstration purposes. So that could kind of like cover us also for this slide here. So yeah, I'm just gonna like join these two. So this one, just put this layer here like that. And can I just, okay, this goes off. I'm gonna put it here for now. Yeah, I don't think this just like makes it more messy. I think I will take it off at least for now. So, but what about these? Okay, these should, okay, they are, I could just take this off. Okay, here I just want to remove the other one. So let's try to select that and cut that. Just gonna put them there to the bottom, so like to be removed. Okay, yeah, here, so we are adding yeah, this will be a lot easier actually. This also makes it nicer that I don't have to draw these scenario comparisons for multiple different graphs. I had actually the explanation text here. So this okay, that's just from this slide. Okay, I'm gonna put like for brevity, but it should be something like, I don't know how would I say it, to save myself some work, or like so that I don't have to work so much. I don't know how the okay, so what the main thing would be here is, actually there's some stuff here that I didn't want to take out. Sorry. Yeah, but they're here. Okay, and we'll just add later. So what we want to add here is some kind of Was this the new layer that I chose? Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I might want to add some kind of background color to indicate that this is a little bit new thing. So this would be kind of like the, and just have like a low opacity for that. Okay. And here we could have let's try to get that. It's okay. It's probably has to do with something about this. Maybe it's the why is it oh, we have the opacity stuff. Okay, yeah, I have to have like a different layer. So yeah, so these boxes now, how much would stuff change? And got smaller. So we could need these. Maybe we don't maybe need so much space for this. Yeah, I'm thinking like do I need this for both of those? I think so. Yeah. So here it's not what I chose. It's kind of change area. And we should have green one or whatever this will be, the light blue in the future. So here, something like this. So these would be made for all of those, and then I could have like as a text change if risks related to AI removed. Change. And so this gets kind of like tricky that we are we should be talking like not change in terms of percentages, but not in terms of percentage points, because we are like looking at percentage points as an outcome, but we are they are kind of like yeah, here I think here I might just try to do it quite quite slowly. Yeah, I think in this case I kind of like want to don't want to go into too much detail here or make this like too finished, but just so that the user gets the idea. Because I could like I was thinking like here, because I have the main inputs here, how easy it would be to copy them and just change numbers. So I have the inputs in here, like what vectors are the actual input vectors. So this one is about the years, so I would just need to copy this and this. I don't need to copy this one. I'm just gonna like move it a little bit here. So I'm gonna check. Yeah, this is not needed. You can actually take it off. Think. So we have like, okay, these layers are this again, like this is probably not needed. So what is this layer even? Is this doing anything? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just gonna yeah, I cannot see like what's changing. I'm gonna take this off. So what about this one? So this is about this. These things, I don't need that one either. So it's just like these three layers here. I could also like I've been thinking like should I just join these layers? What could go wrong there? But it's for some cases it's easier to have separate layers. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Merge with I wonder if it gets tricky if I do the merge. Can I still control the? Okay, these are now together. So can I still control these? Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna just merge these. Merge with layer below. Actually, yeah. It might get a little bit annoying with this because I have to change these. All of these. Now if I try to if I try to brush this, I cannot use paint tool on the layer, but I have used this. Okay, I don't understand this. Why cannot I don't know. Somehow there's a lot of this stuff that I just don't like understand how it works yet. Like if I was doing this again right now, I would keep those boxes here separate from all the text. I would have all the text in one layer, and then I would have those box things on the other layer. So say if I want to like remove these boxes now, I'm just gonna go back a little bit, but if I want to remove these boxes from around the numbers, because I have this number here like 821, like what do I do if I want to do that? I guess I cannot do that. Can I do that? It's gonna do something like this. Yeah, this seems you can do this, but this seems like so much work. Yeah, I think the solution is just gonna be that I'm gonna like draw the new ones above them or something. But they are a little bit tricky. I also wonder because I can choose like, what's the layer now? Okay, I can choose stuff inside the layer. So could I like choose a layer and then remove all of like that kind of items from the layer? Like if I like here, I cannot because I cannot like select multiples, because I would want to remove all of these from the layer. What do these do? Okay. Take the opacity to 0. That could actually be one solution here. It's not very elegant. So let's say if I select some stuff, do we have a selection mode on? I can. This also like this that you can vector selection. I don't know. Here and now within this. And what do I have like selected here? Is it, you know? Yeah, I'm just gonna like join these vectors, because there's also already like maybe the damage done here with this. And we can take this off, and now I have this massive input vector that has all of the stuff in it. So we're gonna make a copy, and I'm gonna take it up there to this slide that we are working on, like that, and we're gonna move it down like this. And now we're just gonna like change all the values in here. Come on. I hope we can do it. Is it not opening it? Okay, this one works. What about this one? Oh yeah, it's just like using the the one thing about this is that it's just yeah, I have to move that around to get to this. So yeah, that's like one reason also to get this to a different layer. This, but this was just like a proof of concept thing over here. So this would then be the change thing, and I'm like thinking about should I have some arrows here or whatever. How would it work? So let's try if I have a you could have a draw it like this. This goes to here and that goes to here. Or I don't know, I could have I could just write here scenario. Yeah, and here if you make changes to either one of these values, then it will show the effect. So if you change this one, it's gonna recalculate how much the change is and then apply it here, or you can change this one and it's gonna affect that one. Then I wonder, does it get tricky with these downstream things? Because let's see. Yeah, this is actually interesting because if I make it so that like any change in here or like example, let's have a like a there's like a 50 minus 50% reduction in this extinction risk, then this would be like 0.17 instead of 34. So, but if you change here, let's say that we have like 50 here. Yeah, maybe it's yeah, maybe it's not a problem. I'm just thinking like if I change here from 50 to 49, because if these have like this kind of like buttons to change as well. So if I change like one step, then this will instantly change. But it's not, because I was thinking that this could be a problem if it reacts to all the like every say if I want to like change it from 50 to 45%, but it's gonna like change it between when we go like from 45. Yeah, it's I was a little bit overthinking this thing, because it's enough that we have like this. It's not so interesting like if we go from 50% to 45%, and then there's this, that means that there's this like a 5% shift, but we are interested in what is the level here. Here I think only in this thing only the level is interesting. So it doesn't matter if they change often, I think. So is there any problem with, because it's gonna go change here and it's gonna change this one, and then it's gonna change all of this downstream stuff, and it will recalculate it for everything. But I don't know if that's I don't think that's such an issue actually. Yeah, but I'm gonna do this change thing here. Yeah, like how, I don't know if I want to draw those arrows, because if I want to draw the arrows I would have to, because it's quite easy for this extinction risk, but if I want to show here also that I'm gonna have to draw this, and then also for the blue, and you won't be seeing the this arrow. Maybe I just draw the arrow in here, like change, like draw them over here. Something like that, and then we have these over here, the changes as well. Yeah, maybe there's actually one interesting thing here. Especially with, yeah, because here I have this is not now in percentage terms, it's in terms of change in this level. So I could have, and I could express here as well in all of these, I could express the change in two ways. I could express the change in the level and like in percentage points and in percentages for these guys, And for this one, the expected time left, I could express it in percentage, like percentage change, or in like years, like how many years are changing. Like here, for example, it could be like 0.1 years more of humanity over, or 0.001, something very small anyways. So that's also, there might be some like very small decimals, and that's, I wonder if that's difficult here. Uh, um, So I either have to choose one of those forms, or I could have them both, and they could also like both be selectable as well. This might get a little bit difficult. Also, one thing I was thinking that I should maybe I could maybe change this like name here, because I have like here like scenario comparison. So I could have yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna end the stream now, and I might stream again like sometime soon, but I'm gonna end here for now. Thank you.